Who will Roxanne choose as her ideal suitor? And who will be the final suitor to go home? Stay tuned for one finale you won't want to miss, as Roxanne meets the suitor of her choice face to face. All this and much more coming up on The Letters, rediscovering the art of courtship. Eight suitors set out to win the heart of a mystery woman known to them only as Roxanne. With pen, paper, and heart in hand, the suitors took a road less traveled in search of true romance. Roxanne perused their passionate prose, hoping romance would reveal itself amid their rhyme and reason. Two worthy writers remain. Who will Roxanne choose? Tender Tennyson or fearless Faulkner?
5 minutes, eh? It's probably gonna take me 20 just to get through here.
The journey began with an amazing race against the clock as the suitors searched for clues about Roxanne, inspired by the five senses. Elliot found all five and won the race to the reward. Roxanne's senses tingled when she read Elliot's impressions of her clues.
You know, I really like what he had to say about my wonder and joy at life.
With a head start, Elliot earned the first task reward. One question for Roxanne.
What made you decide to apply for and then ultimately accept the part of Roxanne?
That's a really good question. I actually was encouraged to apply by a friend. I guess because most of my friends would like nothing better for me to meet a great guy. And I thought it was a bit of a crazy idea, but to be honest, meeting somebody is a priority for me, and I'd be willing to try just about anything I would have to do or take any risk to meet the right person.
Cool. Thank you.
Meanwhile, the other suitors wondered who would go and who would stay to write another day. In a final burst, they drafted their notes to Roxanne. Unfortunately, Wordsworth's brevity was outpaced by the others' more potent prose.
Oh, well, you know, kind of ambivalent. I'm disappointed at having been the Dear John, but by the same token, I mean, there wasn't enough time to really exchange any information. I guess, like, you know, she didn't see what she was looking for, and I certainly don't know either way, so.
The competition was on. 7 remaining suitors limbered up for the next challenge. The second lesson resonated with the passion of opera. The suitors earned an A for effort, but Hemingway shot to the top.
Well, you can serenade me anytime, okay?
When they were asked to write an aria about heartbreak from days gone by, Hemingway chose to sing a different tune and wrote an ode to Roxanne instead. Roxanne was all ears as each suitor performed or recited his aria.
Oops, it happened again. She tore up my heart, making me consider declaring celibacy.
When I first met her, I thought her love was diamonds, but it turned out to be just gold.
I went to the house that frightful, awful day. No preparation for what she had to say.
Hi, it's Tennyson, more with a dramatic reading because I was instructed not to sing by the opera instructor.
But it was Hemingway's dulcet tones that earned him a backstage pass and the second task reward.
On the floor below me is a lady who's intriguing. begging, shall I be so bold to mention my heart's every intention?
Hemingway and Roxanne seemed in perfect harmony as they discussed their mutual passion for reading.
One of my favorite books is Walden by Thoreau, and I was wondering what your favorite book is and why.
I'm going to go with The Color Purple.
Hemingway certainly hit a high note.
I am still feeling pretty confident. I don't really know, obviously. I would be surprised if I was eliminated next, but I still think that I'm going to win this.
While Hemingway and the others crooned their way to an encore, Keats' comedic serenade ended on a sour note.
She mentioned about the sense of humor. She said you have a wonderful sense of humor, but knowing me, her referring to her, she has to say goodbye. So perhaps her sense of humor was a little different than mine.
The next lesson inspired the 6 remaining suitors to contemplate the meaning of honor as they engaged in a mock duel. They snapped to attention when they found out that Roxanne was one of 4 disguised women watching on the sidelines.
It was a little weird, to tell you the truth. I mean, they brought in the girls, and there was 4 of them, and you could see all the guys just kind of, step aside themselves there for a second and take another look around and reassess the situation and say, she's sitting here watching.
Thus far, Eliot's rousing writing and Hemingway's smoldering style both hit their mark. But Shy Guy Tennyson's pensive prose won him Roxanne's favor and the 3rd task reward. Tennyson's reward question was seemingly simple.
I just wanted to know what you've been up to this summer, what you do for fun.
But Roxanne spied hidden depth beneath his casual query.
I thought that was a very smart question because in asking me what I like to do in the summertime, I think that Tennyson ended up with a lot more information than some of the other suitors have.
Eliot, Hemingway, and Tennyson had each tasted victory, while Tolstoy's sure footing and Faulkner's steady hand held the line. But Byron became the 3rd casualty when his self-deprecating delivery had Roxanne running for cover.
I have no idea what to say. I have not done as well as the rest. But if you toss me out at this stage, you'll be throwing out the best. He mentioned about not doing as well as other people in the maze, and he's brought it up a few other times. And it's starting to be a pattern at this point. It's interesting to see that continues in his letters.
Felt pretty bad. Pretty disappointed. I'd like to see either Tennyson or Faulkner win it. In the end, 2 really nice guys, really sincere in whatever they do. The guy I would most like to see not win it, I guess, would be Hemingway.
5 suitors remained to woo Roxanne. Next, Chef Michael Blackie at the Brook Street gave the suitors a lesson in culinary romance with a delectable recipe for breakfast à deux. Later, the suitors exchanged wire whisks for fountain pens as they crafted a mouth-watering menu for a romantic meal with Roxanne. Faulkner had the pièce de résistance, winning the 4th task reward with a menu Roxanne found tantalizing. When Faulkner asked her friends about Roxanne's goals in life, Roxanne secretly relished the response.
If Roxanne was to make a list, or if she had made a list some time ago, what would be on it?
Wow, that's a really hard question. This is Tracy, by the way.
Hi, Tracy.
I know she's very career-oriented, and I don't know, can you help me out with that, Isabel?
I think her goal is to be happy, is to find something in her life that makes her happy, and to find a place in her life and a time in her life where she can be content.
With one more missive from the suitors to consume in the final note, Roxanne surprisingly eliminated Eliot. Despite Eliot's unique flavor, Roxanne had lost her taste for his prose.
The entire day I just haven't been on my game. I'm not sure what it was, but it was almost like I could see it coming today, actually, to be honest with you.
With the loss of Eliot, Hemingway's confidence soared. But who would emerge as Hemingway's biggest threat? Would it be Tennyson, whose simple charm might be the key to Roxanne's heart? Would it be Tolstoy, whose imaginative prose offered a romantic page-turner? Or would it be Faulkner, whose true strategy had yet to be revealed? The Mill Street florist hosted the next lesson as the suitors learned a few tips about flattery with Flora. The suitors each fashioned a bouquet for Roxanne and then wrote a poetic one. Tolstoy's flowery ode won him the 5th task reward.
Roxanne, if you could name your 3 most attractive qualities that have nothing whatsoever to do with your physical appearance, what would they be?
Alas, Roxanne's interest failed to blossom.
A couple of the men have done that. They've snuck a couple little details in, but he didn't really do that, so I didn't really feel like I got more information about him.
A surprise twist heralded the return of Byron and Wordsworth for a second chance to woo Roxanne. The 4 remaining suitors and 2 returning ones penned their notes anonymously. At the end of the day, Wordsworth once again proved himself a man of few words, and Roxanne waved adieu a second time. While Tolstoy's preference for decorative dialogue kept him from making a deeper connection. But most shocking of all was Hemingway's demise and Byron's comeback.
It surprises even me, really, but I made that decision because I'm finding that he's writing progressively fewer words. I don't know, it speaks to me in terms of a sort of arrogance. Tolstoy's letters are beautiful, but I'm finding that the letters are a bit abstract. He's just sort of consistently delivered who he is in an envelope. Wordsworth, you know, unfortunately, it just became a numbers game, and that sounds awful, but that's the honest truth.
I'm feeling okay. It was a bit shocking at first. I didn't expect to be eliminated, as everyone knows from the previous stuff I've said.
The next lesson had the 3 remaining suitors tripping the light fantastic. Faulkner was fast emerging as Lord of the Dance with his inspiring invitation to rumba, winning him another task reward. But he soon suffered cold feet when he learned they were to dance blindfolded. His cryptic final note suggested that he and Roxanne might be way out of step.
I have to tell you, I have been agonizing over this last day. I had things in my mind in a certain way that actually had me thinking of writing myself off the show.
I'm sorry, I guess I'm just a little puzzled by his letter. I'm not sure what he means. He had been thinking of wanting to get off the show.
But Roxanne's decision to send Byron home instead meant she wasn't ready for her dance with Faulkner to end just yet.
I think it's harder this time because last time I think I was just trying to, I was trying to have some fun with it while taking it seriously, but this time I was really putting some effort into it, putting some feeling into it, and didn't work out.
Tennyson and Faulkner had one more chance to woo Roxanne with a final, extraordinary love letter. Has the stalwart Tennyson outlasted all the others to win Roxanne's heart as well as her trust? Or is she powerless to resist the mystery of the mercurial man known to her only as Faulkner?
If you had asked me who the front runner was before I read the letters just now, I would have said it was Faulkner. But having read the letters, I can't say that anymore.
Stay tuned for Roxanne's final choice and a stunning surprise on The Letters, Rediscovering the Art of Courtship.
You know, when I started out on this journey, I thought, when I got to the end, there'd be some clear signal, you know, some beacon indicating who the winner should be. And, you know, I guess I've come to learn it's not like that with writing. There's been this real emotional process, and you know, it's just an amazing experience to have people you've never met just write to you and try to connect with you.
Now the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to find out which love letter touched Roxanne's heart, which suitor she chose to meet in person. This will be the last time you'll open your mailboxes. One of you will find an invitation to meet Roxanne in person. The other will receive the last Dear John letter. You may now retrieve your letters. Go ahead, open your envelopes.
From Dear John. It was fun. A lot of fun. And have a fun rest of the day.
Tennyson.
Thank you.
Thank you for your commitment, steady and true, truly special. Thank you.
Dear Faulkner, opening your carefully written and parceled final letter was like opening an exquisite gift. You mentioned in your letter yesterday that you were surprised at how invested you had become in this process, and I feel much the same. This journey has opened my mind to so many possibilities, and your gradual opening up to me in your letters parallels my own slow dance with this adventure. I look very much forward to finally meeting you. Yours, Roxanne. Dear John, whatever words I will write you at this time seem woefully inadequate in response to your final letter and all the letters you wrote to me before it. I came to this journey never having received a romantic letter and want you to know that you have had a major impact on me with the power and beauty of your words. The woman you choose in life will be lucky to have you as her partner and her scribe. Roxanne.
You know, I think a lot of people, especially on the crew, think I might be disappointed, but I didn't expect to get this far. And I don't even really feel rejected because I never even met this woman. So even though you pour out emotions to something, someone, the hopes of something, it's a very different feeling. I'm actually far more relaxed than I think you think I would be at this point.
My immediate thought was to read the letter. And I only got partway through it before I thought of Tennyson, somebody that I've come to know quite well and learned to respect. I have to say I was very happy that he was the last man standing with me. So my thoughts went to him and wanted to make sure he was okay as well.
You know, poor Faulkner's had a rough few days, and I think it would be good if Faulkner has a chance to relax before he meets her, because he's been pretty high-strung, understandably so. But maybe he can relax a bit before he meets her, and I think that would be really good for him.
Tennyson was somebody who, from the very beginning, was really open to this process, I think, and really open to whatever possibilities could arise out of this process. And in a way, I didn't know if it would ever matter who I was, you know? I think any Roxanne who would be here, he would have been open to possibilities with them, and that's just the sense that I got. I think Faulkner showed me with his last letter that he tried to get to know as much as possible, and with the limited amount of writing he had for me, who I am.
We're almost there. We're at the end of the road. relief. I was very nervous. I mean, going up to the final moment, but I knew that the end was near, and I was relieved.
I'm really glad that this final decision's been made. I really continue to feel nervous, and it'll just be so interesting to meet this person who's sort of captured my imagination with his letters.
Stay tuned for Roxanne and Faulkner's first face-to-face meeting. Or is it?
Roxanne, you've been on a long and challenging courtship. You no longer have to follow the law of the letters. You can follow the law of your heart. It's time for you to take it to the next level and go alone. So good luck.
Thank you.
Roxanne?
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
We're gonna eat?
Oh.
Can we eat?
I don't know if I can.
Let me get your chair for you.
Thank you.
You look lovely.
Thank you. So do you. This is for you. Single rose for the last man standing.
Is that in a Tussie Mussy?
Hussy Tussy.
Hussy Tussy. I thought I got that wrong. It's lovely, thank you. I was very nervous. I was trying not to look nervous, trying to look cool. And it's a stunning image of a woman, and her, her back was to me, and so to her essence. And my next thoughts were, how am I going to get words out of my mouth? And I can't even recall what I said, but I think I got words out, and then we started from there.
When Faulkner walked in, you know what, the first thing I thought in the first half second was that he looked familiar to me.
So how are you holding up?
I'm a bit nervous.
This isn't awkward at all.
No, not at all, no. Cameras, lights, you know.
You've gotten used to it, though.
I have. Have you?
Yes, I'd say. Yeah, a lot of cameras over the last few days.
Yeah.
Me too. Good evening. How are we doing tonight? Good, thanks.
So I'll have a little bubble. You celebrate this occasion.
Very nice. Enjoying the day? What shall we cheers?
Gosh.
To finally meeting.
To finally meeting.
Cheers.
Cheers. I have a crazy question to ask you. What high school did you go to?
I went to Gloucester.
Oh my God.
You went to Gloucester?
I thought you looked familiar the second you walked in the door, and I turned. Yeah, I went to Gloucester as well.
You're kidding me?
No.
Wow.
No.
Well, you've changed since high school. No?
Maybe a little bit.
Did we know each other?
You have a brother. You have two brothers.
I've got a brother and 3 stepbrothers.
Yeah. I didn't actually ask you your name, but I know your name.
How do you know my name?
It's Jeff.
Yeah, JP, yeah.
Yeah.
So have you been in Ottawa the whole time?
No, I went away to school in Kingston, and then I came back.
Which school did you go to?
Queens.
Okay, you realize that I did my undergrad and law school at Queens.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
No, you didn't. What years were you there?
Since high school.
No.
So basically, we've been living parallel lives here. I think I need a drink.
Okay, I think I need one too.
You want to grab at the same time?
Okay, we'll grab it.
Okay, that's amazing, actually. That's simply amazing.
Your brother was in a production of The Wizard of Oz with me.
I was in that production.
You were in that production. Who were you in?
I was the Scarecrow.
You were the Scarecrow. As if I didn't remember that. Given that he couldn't even remember my first name, I wasn't going to give him the satisfaction of saying that I'd had a crush on him. But I have to say, when he was performing as Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, I do recall looking at him and thinking he was pretty cute.
I was pretty unhappy, actually, from the very get-go. When I heard what the reward was.
We'll be right back with some critical confessions.
I hear you. You guys, you're giving me direction. You're telling me what to do. That's great. Hear me. We've just been on 15 minutes talking about just this point. So I'm in your hands. I'm in Roxanne's hands. That's right. I'm ready to roll. Okay. On national television.
Faulkner, as you know, your reward today is a dance with Roxanne. But your instructions all along have been to navigate with your heart, mind, and pen. So you won't need your sight.
You don't need your sight to dance, do you?
No.
What were your thoughts with the dance?
Oh my gosh, the dance. I've danced my whole life. I danced as a teenager, I did jazz dance, and I've done some ballroom as an adult. So, I'm thinking that this is going to be really romantic and smooth and graceful and all these other things. And then the blindfold comes on.
Yes.
And on top of it, the mask. And also, there were 3 dancers that day. And so, in my mind, it was just natural that it would be the 3 remaining suitors. So I just took that as a given. But I knew right away, as soon as they asked me who the dancers were, I said, you were second.
How?
I just knew.
Wow.
I just knew because we, being sneaky people, we both sort of whispered a little bit, and we were told not to, right? And the other dancers, the first one, who turned out to be a member of the crew and was a real joker, he did a little bit of that too, but so I had actually thought that he was Tennyson, and I thought the third dancer was Byron. The third dancer didn't say a word. The whole time I just felt so nervous, and I felt so clumsy. And there I was tripping over your feet, and I thought, oh my God, he's gonna think I have 2 left feet.
But I was pretty unhappy, actually, from the very get-go. When I heard what the reward was, and the other guys confirmed as much and said as much on camera, like, this is no reward. Like, how can you come out of this looking good?
No one here wanted to win the reward this morning. We all thought it would be more detrimental than positive.
It's really what we're all saying. Oh, yeah. I didn't want to do it from the very beginning.
Why?
Of course I wanted to meet you, but I thought I was going down and we would dance. Just dance. I was then told we'd be blindfolded. And I almost walked out. I was like, no way. No, I'm not doing it. After what I think I've referred to it in a subsequent letter as the dance debacle.
Yeah.
I was asked to write about it. And for me to be asked to write romantically about that, I just didn't feel it was possible. And I remember them saying 1 minute. And me just deciding, no, I'm not going to continue writing about this. And so I actually said it's been nice meeting you and getting to know you the little bit that I have. But I'm going to say goodbye now. Mm-hmm. And for me, and I think I've been talking to that person ever since, it was, I don't know if you recall, but when the cameras stopped.
Oh no.
No, not at all. I mean, that was probably one of the best moments of the show for me because, throughout we've been writing to our imagination or an image in our mind. The image I didn't want in my mind was the person I danced with, and I don't say that in an offensive way. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about, it was just so awkward. What I turned back to was when the camera stopped, and you talked and laughed, I know you made a joke and you laughed, but I didn't even recognize the voice. I mean, I'm standing there blindfolded, right? I have no idea which way's up. And I remember stopping and saying, who was that? And that's where we got all shh, and they pulled us apart.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, that's when I said I was talking to the other person, the new person that I had been introduced to. That was the person. That was the person I wanted to meet.
Even though I made a very off-color remark, as I recall.
Your next letter to me was an important one, because you basically were that person talking to me and saying. Sort of a letdown to know that you're meeting somebody new and she's bringing 7 of her old boyfriends.
Stay tuned to see if a rumored reunion proves true or false.
Roxanne, now that you've chosen Faulkner as your ideal suitor, thought it might be interesting if you met the other 7 contenders. So they've dropped by for a brief cocktail. Hope you don't mind.
Interesting.
Hi, Roxanne.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Nelson.
Nice to meet
You know
you.
me as Byron.
Nice to meet you, Byron.
It's very nice to meet you.
It was great having you around, having you rejoin us after.
Yes, it felt good to make a little bit of comeback like that. I wish I was able to open up a little more. I know I personally have trouble opening up to people at first, especially someone I don't know. And through letters like that, I like to get to know somebody personally. And it was a challenge for me, for sure.
But honestly, you made a great comeback, and I was really impressed with your letter that you wrote.
The ones that were good, yes, I can understand. The ones that were bad were a little embarrassing, actually.
No, you didn't have any bad letters, really. Honestly.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was fascinating when I met the suitors because, for instance, Byron was somebody all along I said I thought he was really hard on himself and a bit, apologetic in the way that he was writing the letters, and it sort of focused on what he thought he wasn't doing right. And when I met him, he was so humble and, a bit apologetic again. And I could see very clearly, I could see this personality that had jumped out on the page.
For some of the guys, I knew that it was more important to them than to others, and certainly more important to them than to me. So it was interesting to watch them and see the brief interaction that they had with them. I think that was actually the most interesting thing, because as I say, they were nice guys, but some of them felt very strongly about the whole process, and so I enjoyed watching them interact with Roxanne.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Sebastian, also known as Wordsworth.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, how did you enjoy the experience?
It was wonderful. I'm sorry we had such a short time together.
Yeah, you got rid of me twice.
I know. I'm really not that mean.
Oh yeah, we'll see about that.
Oh.
But it must have been awful to be cooked up in here for so long.
How I could have asked Wordsworth to leave first when in reality, when I met him, he's a fascinating guy, and I really, I really felt that he was somebody who would have interested me.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Tom. I was Elliot.
Hi, Elliot.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Did you have a good time?
I did indeed.
Good.
Nice to see you live and in person.
Yeah, you too. Heard the voice, now I can put a face to it. It's great. Congratulations to Faulkner, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay. Elliot's letters, were very friendly, and he was the only person, I would use the word friendly, he was the only person who referred to me as Roxy. Everybody likes him, and when I read his letters, I thought, yeah, it's somebody that you really like, you like to read his letters.
Hey.
Hi.
J.D. Westland, also known as Hemingway.
Nice to meet you.
So, how do you feel after all this?
Oh, it's such a build-up to today, and the whole journey's been great. You wrote some amazing letters.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and your aria, beautiful.
You never answered my question if you were a dancer.
I am a dancer, though you wouldn't know it from my pitiful dance performance the other day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was truly horrific. Hemingway. I felt I had this very embattled relationship with through the letters. Had really, I think, been drawn to his letters more than anybody's overall initially. And then I think I got to a certain point where I felt somehow that perhaps he was playing a game.
Where should I go? Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi, Roxanne.
Hi.
My name's Asim. I played Tolstoy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to finally meet you, too.
You wrote such beautiful, poetic letters. I was really blown away.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't know where I came up with it. I think I was just lucky.
You're not a writer?
I write notes and stuff, but yeah, not as a profession.
No.
No.
That's surprising to me, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Having met Tolstoy, I wasn't sure what to expect because he was so poetic on page and really an enigma in a way, just very mysterious. And then when I met him, he had the biggest smile in the world and it's just so friendly. And we sat at the bar for a while and he was just so open and communicative and, not this vision of mystery that I'd thought of.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Tennyson. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Nice to finally meet you.
Yes. So what's your real name?
Andrew.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Mine's Amanda.
Well, nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
I think I'm the last one, so we have a party to get rolling on, but
Yeah.
I don't want to hold up too much time so we can get to the next fun.
Well, it's great to finally see you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Bye. Tennyson was interesting to meet because he's such a genuine person, and that had jumped, from the page every time he had written to me. So it was nice to see that. But I wish I could have gotten to speak to him more, so I could have gotten to know him even better.
Coming up next, a toast to the letters, rediscovering the art of courtship, and one last dance.
The letter.
I thought it was such an interesting thing because usually when you meet people and you don't know them, you're meeting a stranger literally, and you're on your sort of best behavior. Hello, nice to meet you. But it wasn't like that. It was sort of like, hey, oh, there you are, oh, of course, and all these things, and just that familiarity because you've spent time reading their letters, and I really did have a sense that I'd gotten to know them a little bit that way.
Here's my toast to all of you guys, and especially to Tennyson and Faulkner for making it up to the top 2.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Great meeting you guys.
It was good fun, guys. I had a good time with you clowns.
You guys are amazing. I was just blown away. And I don't know if you know this, but I'd never gotten a romantic letter in my life.
No?
Really?
No.
I don't believe that.
No, it's very true.
Let's do a quick poll here. Who's written letters to past or former girlfriends? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 4. There's 5.
I've done a lot already.
6 out of
You do something that's completely unexpected at an unexpected moment, and that just gives you like 2,000 brownie points.
I find that's better than making that drunken phone call at like 2 a.m.
Hey, baby, can I come over?
First day we're out in the middle of the field. I'm the only one putting on sunscreen. I'm like, tall, dark man. Okay, I'm out of here pretty soon.
How old are all you guys?
I'm 27. I'm the baby.
How
He's
old
26.
26. I turned 27 on Tuesday.
How old are you?
Happy birthday.
30. I'm the older woman.
Shocking.
How old are you guys?
29.
29.
They're amazing.
I know mine already.
29, actually.
I was the only one who knew who you were in the fencing.
Did you?
I called you were the tall one, and everyone else thought it was the one on the right.
Are you kidding me?
It was me. Depth of your voice and the substance of it, I could tell you were a tall woman and not a short one. Maybe.
I feel a very faint recognition, which means I have seen her before around town. She is very pretty. She's not sort of the ideal I had in my mind exactly, but she's definitely looks like a quality person. It was really cool to finally speak face to face.
It's a little overwhelming to meet all of you guys, but honestly, I really felt like I was just so impressed with all of you and just really touched by everything you wrote. And I know that you didn't know who you were writing to, and I know it wasn't, you know, to me personally per se, but I like to pretend it was. And it's just, I don't know, it's just such an amazing journey, and I hope you guys all had a great time as well.
Cheers to that. That's a cheers right there.
I think that it's sort of a when.
I was hoping to have a lot of fun. I certainly had a lot of fun. It was a great show.
And how was your dinner date with Roxanne?
Well, as normal as a dinner date could be, with cameras and people leaning on in, but she was wonderful and we had a lot of fun.
I've had the best time talking to Faulkner today. I think it's hysterically funny that it takes coming on a TV show to meet somebody who literally grew up a 5-minute walk from my front doorstep.
Final last words about the show, how I'm feeling. How long do I have? It was a great experience. I was very, let's say, hesitant to begin with. Even as I decided whether or not I wanted to participate, I'm glad I did, and I had a good time.
I feel dizzy, and not from the martini, I swear. You know, it's such a rush to meet all of the men at last, and it's so funny because they're so much like I thought, and it just goes to show that you really can get to know people through their writing. You know, and I keep telling them how much their letters meant to me and how amazing it was to receive them.
Lost in the moment, feet caressing the floor, soft music and candlelight, bodies aching for more, holding you close to me, each moment sublime, sweet quicksilver magic, one step at a time. You and me, sweetest ecstasy, say that we've just begun. And cheek to cheek, with the wind at our feet, two souls embracing as one. And filigree as we move across the floor, two hearts keeping perfect time, beating, ready for more. You and me, sweetest ecstasy, say that we've just begun. And cheek to cheek, with the wind at our feet, two souls embracing as one, holding you close to me, each moment sublime, sweet quicksilver magic, one step at a time, one step at a time.
Roxanne chose him. I guess he wrote something better than we did. Am I crushed? No. Do I look crushed? No, that's for the viewer to decide.
Yeah, I hate that Byron name. I hated it since the second I heard it. People are going, Byron, Byron, Byron. You're like, oh, me? Yeah, you're talking to me. Okay.
I set the bar really low, and I just wait for everybody else to fall down to my level. And I think these guys, they're starting to slip now. And I think that's where I can make them. See, just like that.
Was my slip.
Shoes. Magical shoes. Every girl needs shoes. Especially me. What?
Turn it the other way. This is so graceful.
From Tennison's point of view, I hope she's very relaxed when it comes to grammar mistakes, because when I reread my note, it was bad.
It's just my dance. That's my boom dance.
Your what dance?
My boom holding dance.
Your boom holding dance.
Boom mic or shotgun mic.
You want to see my boom holding dance?
Boom.
Yeah, we want to see it. What is it?
It goes like this. It's hot.
So you guys are minutes away from meeting Roxanne for the first time.
Yes.
Now that you're out of this competition, do you really care at this point?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
I want to know what all the effort was for.
Yeah. Who's reading the love letters?
What effort?
I'm a little different because it's been a long day for me. I just had time to whip back, have a nap, and so I'm still in La La Land, I guess.
Wow.
I was told we don't get our drinks if we don't meet her.
Yeah.
Okay, so who first?
Who has to go home first? Does anyone know?
No, I don't. That's who goes first.
No. Yeah, if someone has to get home, then we'll do that.
I gotta go wash.
Okay, so.